Hey guys, it's good to be with you again. Listen, I want to first start this whole thing off by letting you know that you all impressed your pastor yesterday. You did an excellent job. I could not be happier. Well, I could be happier if I guess if it was more and more and more of everything that was there. But it was absolutely a blessing. I was so excited to see the work that you all did in fulfilling this vision. At least as we've gotten through the first step, the first phase, and now, of course, you know that this is a two-part campaign that ends on the first Sunday of next month. Everything we just did this month, we expect to double it in the coming month. We started off by our motto was each one reach one. Now we've moved to it's time for you to reach two. Amen. We're going to reach two. Now you will reach two. If we did one, we can reach two. If you got one person saved, if you got one person invited to the church, look how easy that was. It's so much easier than you thought it was at first. And I'm sure that some of you have gotten. I've had testimonies and different folk writing me emails and so on to let me know just how much of a breakthrough you had when you finally broke out of that shell and started inviting folk. Just took that bold step to invite somebody to church. And of course, yesterday your church was filled. The children, the youth, the daycare center, everybody was filled up yesterday. It was an absolutely awesome time, and I was absolutely ecstatic about it. So from your pastor to you, I'm proud of you. You've done a great job, but let's not stop there. Let's pick up, like we talked about on yesterday, the momentum. We don't want to be stuck. We want to keep moving forward and pick up momentum. And that's what we're going to do going into the next phase of our campaign. We are going to invite double the people that we invited the last time. Now, if you notice the ratio, it's kind of like what I told you before. 20 to 30% of the people that you invited will actually show up at the event. Now, we know that they say, I'll come, I'll be there, but everybody's not going to show up. And what happens is not so much that they don't want to. Sometimes people face challenges, just like you do when you get ready to come to church. And sometimes you don't come because of whatever you've allowed to be the excuse that you use. Well, people that don't go to church can definitely find excuses as to why they don't want to show up or come with you. So you have to do a little extra work to make sure you get them into the house of the Lord with you. But it's an awesome job that you've done. I'm looking forward to presenting our grand prize to the person who has invited the most people and has gotten the most people to become a part of our church. That person is going to be going, and again, my secretaries are checking into it right now. Marita's checking into it actually. The Ritz-Carlton, the St. Regis, and the La Costa Resort. So there's 3 different places that we're looking at right now. Just a matter of putting all the logistics together. But somebody's going to be going to one of those places, and I look forward to sending you there as a prize for your hard work and dedication. So I want every team to get ready to ramp it up a little bit. Let's do an extra great work this month. You've done such an awesome job. You should be proud of yourselves when you walked in that sanctuary on yesterday and you saw all those people at church in the parking lot and cars parked all down the street. That should have got you excited like it did me. And I hope we just keep that excitement going and keep that momentum going. Now, I want you to remember a principle that I taught you on last week, that a dynamic spiritual start does not guarantee a destiny fulfilled ending. It doesn't mean because we did something yesterday that we can just sit back now and go, whoa, praise God, look what we did, and just chill. No, we've got to now take that as a word of encouragement, as a sign of encouragement to us, that we can do this if we put our hearts and our minds to it and work together. And you see what happened. I mean, that was phenomenal. I told all my friends about it, and they just excited about what happened on yesterday. And everybody's pulling for us. Everybody's believing for us. Everybody is just right there with us, 100% going forward. All of our friends around the country are just believing God with us for great success, just like we do for them. We're all believing God, especially in these hard times that the world and our country especially is suffering. We're believing for everybody to come out of these holes that they've been put in different situations and circumstances, and to get unstuck. And I believe before the end of the year 2010 that all of our people at this church will be unstuck from whatever had them stuck in the first place, so we can all walk hand in hand and in the love of the Lord. So I look forward to seeing the great things that you're going to do on next month. Now, don't forget, We must become keeping them minded, I said, and not reaching them minded. We want to reach them by inviting folks and doing what we do, but it's not so much of the inviting as it is the keeping, the discipleship, the follow-up. Those are the things that we should be doing right now. I pray that there's not one single visitor who came to our church yesterday who has not been contacted, encouraged, and re-invited to the church. I pray that every single person that you brought, that you had enough care and concern for them, that you went to them and said, hey, listen, I know you enjoyed the service today. You know, I would love for you to go back with me on Wednesday night to Bible study. That's where you're really going to learn some stuff at. And bring them out to Bible study, bring them out to Sunday morning next week if they want to come. But don't let the momentum stop. Don't stop. You got to keep doing what you're supposed to do. Of course, that's my wife calling me right there. So let me instead of answering that, I've only got a few more minutes with you. So let me do this. One last thing I want to say is that when we bring people to church, we bring them understanding that these people are coming as our guests. The Lord has given them to us as guests, and we must prepare for them just as we would if we were bringing them to our homes. Our facilities have to be nice and beautiful and clean. Our yard has to be cut. The bathrooms, everything has to be completely in order. We want to present an excellent portrayal of who Jesus Christ is in our lives and who we are in him. So we definitely want to make sure that our grounds are looking good. The church sanctuary is looking good. If you see something on the ground, on the floor, pick it up, because these are all things that you got to do when you're dealing with guests and people that are coming to visit you. Think about the things that you do when you bring a guest to your house, and I want you to discuss some of those things tonight. When you're in your meeting and you guys begin your discussion, I want you to discuss what types of things do you do in preparation for guests that are coming to your home. What type of things do you do when guests leave your home, as far as contacting them, following up with them, making sure that everything was good in their experience at your home, letting them know they're always invited to come back. I mean, these are things that we do all the time. So tonight, in your meetings, I want you guys to get together and discuss with each other things that you should do as far as following up on those that were at the altar on yesterday. Because if you didn't see that, boy, that was a blessing. People will come to that altar and give their lives to the Lord in multitude every single week if we'll bring people to church every single week. That was just a beautiful display of what we've been trying to get for a long time, to see a bunch of folk come walking down that aisle and give their hearts to Jesus Christ. That's the beauty of it. If that didn't absolutely turn you on, then you need to get saved right now. Before we even go any further in this meeting, before y'all start your discussion, make sure everybody's saved. If they didn't get turned on by that, something's wrong with you, because that was absolutely a blessing to see all those people. And then when I heard all y'all out there shouting and going on, oh man, you don't know what, I can't show it all the time, but I was just absolutely thrilled. But listen, let me, before I leave, I got to go to school right now, so I got to be to school in another hour, so I got to get out of here. But here's what I want you guys to get. Let's put our heads together as a team. Let's think on the things that we saw yesterday that could be improved on, and so on, that we could do as people. I didn't say how you could improve the pastor. I said how you could improve, and how the ministry could improve, and what things we could do, what things you might have seen that were overlooked. Like I saw a lot of things concerning I mentioned already landscaping and so on. So not that they were left intentionally left alone, but some things I've seen that if you just look at it from a perspective of a visitor, and this is what I want you guys to do. Before my next video, I want you to talk about what as a visitor you should be looking for, because you can't look at your church from the perspective of the person who goes there. You love your church. Everything about your church you love. Well, you should anyway. But some people come and they don't know anything about your church. What can we do? What can you do? What can we as a body do to make things better, so that when people come to visit us, not only will they come to visit, but they'll become a part of what we're doing. Part of that is reaching out. Part of that is following up. A part of that is developing relationships. And all of us, I pray, would get on the phone and start calling up those people that were there. And let's develop some relationships, because that's why people come to church and stay at church, because of relationships. The reason you guys are in each other's houses right now, studying and so on, is because of relationships. So let's get those that come into our doors, let's get them all fired up and connected to what God is doing with us. And y'all, I'm telling you what, We are on our way to some great things in God. So have fun tonight, and I'll look forward to talking to you real soon. God bless you, and I love you.